I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. Constitutional Court dismissed application of stay of execution by 9 PF exiled MPs. Government cautions unemployed teachers to stop salivating for salaries. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry.
There's so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
And now the media news in detail. Traders at Wuseko and BH markets in Lusaka have bemoaned poor sanitation in these trading places, alleging that the local authority have been lagging in collecting waste despite them collecting levies. A check by Camnet News around some markets in Lusaka revealed piles of uncollected waste in water pools, with traders expressing health concerns. However, Lusaka Town Clerk Mr. Alex Mwansa says the situation has been brought about by a high generation of waste at these markets, stating that the council will revisit its shifts of collecting the waste.
Extra hygiene and sanitation is encouraged in places like markets, as food items are sold here, among other commodities. A check by Camnet News at BH and Wuseko markets in Lusaka, however, has revealed that this is not the case, as many markets are a recipe for waterborne diseases. Traders have expressed concern for their health, especially with the ongoing rain season, which they say further increases the risk. The traders have accused the local authorities of not collecting the waste, despite them paying levies.
But vakanso mevatenga ndrama mu Buseko market sivatikilini lako tilibema bini yakutitingaikemo vintu and then mulidoti I complaints ti complaina every day kuli bagali nkombo bamevanga titandize kupushing since chino ncha government na vafuni ko pushing lako kozi ndrama ku council zienda stivuta kuma levies yali yonse pano pa Buseko
vakanso fakonze kupyanga musongo timalipira every day apitanga but sivapianga
lomba kilini mu market ubulwele wisa nefu bano nga batwisa na market sakuleko tukaya muno mune market mutubishira abantu tulalo ko pe buteko tubapoza kwa manu pe papiko
na mele tufuka cleaning ngati lifestyle cleaning ni siku kolera siringa pwele the problem amene tonight.
They state that due to this, many are choosing to throw their waste outside the market.
Soto tiose yapaka mwaona bonse manje wakapyanga batayirapo tufuka kashala katikali kangono wakapyanga bayola baenda kutaya sembe chishala chinasira chose paoneka clean so ife titandaula pakuti batitandizireko batione onani matenda ni ambiri olokolera soya yamba patinga dwale anytime tidwala kole.
However, Lusaka Town Clerk Mr. Alex Mwansa has denied the allegations, stating that the council collects the waste, adding that they are, however, challenged by overgeneration of waste from these markets.
Especially the DH market, there's a lot of activity there. So, but what we've noticed is that maybe once per day is not adequate. So we are planning to assign a shift in the afternoon. So we'll have one shift in the morning and another shift in the afternoon.
If not closely monitored, the situation in many markets could be a ticking time bomb for various health hazards. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Constitutional Court has dismissed the application of stay of execution that was filed by 9 opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament who were chased from the National Assembly by the Speaker following the nullification of their elections. Kabushi Member of Parliament Bowman Lusambo and 8 others were seeking an order that the court stay the decision that was made by the Speaker pending determination of the full matter. However, in delivering her ruling yesterday afternoon, Judge Judy Mlongoti dismissed the said application and referred the preliminary issue raised by the state to a full bench.
The application for stay of execution that was recently filed by the 9 opposition Patriotic Front members of Parliament who were recently chased by the Speaker of the National Assembly following the nullification of their elections has been dismissed by the Constitutional Court, expelled Kavushi Member of Parliament Bowman Lusambo, Nakonde Member of Parliament Lucas Simumba, and Lute Member of Parliament Mutotwe Kafwaya, among others, earlier made an application before the Constitutional Court seeking a stay of execution against the decision by the Speaker Nelly Muti pending determination of the matter, where they have challenged the constitutionality of her decision. Earlier, the state submitted that the 9 PF members of Parliament should be left to fight the main matter and get the relief they seek if and when they succeed, as opposed to get the relief they seek by way under the cloak of a stay. In this matter, the 9 expelled PF members of Parliament are challenging the decision by the Speaker to disallow them from attending any parliamentary business pending determination of their appeals, stating that her decision is illegal, null and void, and unconstitutional.
It has dismissed the application by Mr. Mutotofwe and his colleagues for stay on the basis that the state has raised a preliminary issue on the competence of the main matter. So the court cannot delve into an issue to do with the competence of the main matter. It's an issue for the full court. By necessary implication, the court has said it can't entertain the application for stay because, again, the stay will require the court to make decisions on the main matter. And the court, as a single judge, cannot do that. So the court has essentially dismissed the application for stay of the decision of the Speaker of National Assembly.
This means that for now, the 9 PF members of Parliament will have to stay away from any parliamentary business until the preliminary issue raised by the state and the main matter is heard.
I'd like to inform the nation through you that we have hit a very temporary snag. As you can imagine, the wheels of justice sometimes don't run as quickly as you want them to run. And today our team of lawyers were confronted by a preliminary issue that was raised by the state. And the learned judge decided that the matter will be escalated to the full bench of the Concord. We haven't got a date yet. All we can say is we are patient. We would like to appeal to first the 9 members of Parliament, second to all the parliamentarians on the PF ticket, to appeal also to all our members, and to appeal to citizens at large to exercise patience in the matter. I have confidence that the Concord will bring this matter to a close as expeditiously as possible.
Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A family of Kabangwe area in Chibombo district are living in fear of being chased from their land after alleged political cadres in the company of the area village headman began allocating their land to unsuspecting members of the public. In an interview, Faustina Tembo says the family land, which is 10.5 acres, was acquired in 2012 and is on a legitimate title. A check by Camnet News at the said land revealed graded maize field as the family explains that the group began grading their land and illegally allocating it to a suspected member of the public on the 29th of December 2021.
This family of Kabangwe area in Chibombo district say they're living in fear as their land, which is 10.5 hectares in size, is being allocated to other people before their own eyes. The family has alleged that they are being terrorized by political party cadres belonging to the previous regime who have been grabbing land from citizens around the same area and have continued to do so even in the new regime while acting in the company of a named village headman around the same area. Family representative Ms. Faustina Tembo narrates that the said group has been allocating pieces of land to unsuspecting members of the public despite it being on title. A check by Camnet News also reviewed posters indicating that the land was on sale.
Pa 28 pa chitatu kuboraona kuti chigreta changena. So chinangena chigreta chija kanthawi kang'ono vachokamo vaenda. Pa chinayi linachoma. Pa Friday futi vanabwera. Ndiye pamene vanasevenza mpaka 18 hours. Vanasegula malodi mpaka mumunda milisi zonse vanafukulula vanapanga rodi. So aya tavutika muno mumunzi ndipo tavutika.
Ms. Tembo asked that their maize fields have also been graded, stating that they are yet to see action as no action has been taken despite reporting to the police in the area in December 2021.
Malandi amene imwe amene nasegulira marodi na kuyamba kugulisa apimira vantu so ma 50 by 50 venangwa mabwera na mamotoka chabe sivakambe viri vonse valaunda chabe farm so ndiye viri kuno so tipembata ndizo.
When contacted, Nswana village headman Mr. Moffat Perry declined to comment on the phone, stating that he was out of town.
Me right today, Madam, I'm not in Saga. I'm not living in my village. I'm in Kafue somewhere there.
In a phone interview, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Mr. Elijah Muchima has advised aggrieved parties to pursue the case with the courts of law.
We have to say no cadreism. If it was happening in the previous government, not with this government, any cadre trying to distribute land illegally will be arrested. That I've put it very clearly. And this government is not entertaining that.
Meanwhile, Camnet News has reached out to Kawangwe Police through the Zambia Police Public Relations Office to get more information on the matter.
We, as police, we have received the report, but we are critically studying the matter in the sense that it's not a straightforward issue. We have three parties involved. The other two parties took each other to court, and then they had a consent judgment entered in their favor. So after they had the consent judgment, now this was after the consent judgment, when they started implementing the consent judgment on the ground, they went and they encroached on somebody's land, whom they claim that they were given a consent judgment, but again, that person also has got title to that land.
Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News.
In other news, government has warned teachers pending recruitment to stop focusing on salaries but focus on offering a service even without the resources. Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima says teachers who will be recruited are not being employed to draw a salary but to deliver a service to the pupils in places they will be placed. And the minister says the recruitment of the 30,000 teachers will have to wait for another 3 months in order to allow the new teaching service commissioners to settle and commence advertising. Meanwhile, the Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia has advised the government to extend the period for the closure of schools, considering that the reopening date has been postponed.
Patience is what the over 50,000 unemployed teachers in the country have learned to exercise in the past years. While the government has announced that it will recruit 30,000 teachers, many teachers are so expectant, hoping to get a salary for their survival. However, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has warned the unemployed teachers not to focus on drawing a salary but offer a service once they are recruited.
There's a child there who requires to be in school. For them to be in school, quality education starts with a teacher being in school. So we are getting these teachers not as employment per se. And this is where I want Zambians to start changing their attitude and their thinking. What now the Western world are calling emotional thinking, emotional intelligence. That we are not being gotten in order for you to get a salary. Me, all I want is somebody must learn. And somebody must learn because there's a teacher. So this is not employment. This is fitting you teachers in places where we are supposed to be.
And speaking at the same meeting, Mr. Siakalima has announced that government has postponed the date for the reopening of schools from 10th January 2022 to 24th January 2022. The move is aimed at allowing school management to fumigate the premises and allow more pupils and teachers to get vaccinated. But the Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, SESTUS, is not happy with the decision as it will compromise the school calendar. SESTUS Secretary General Sitibeki Sowamuyua has since appealed to the government to also consider extending the closing period in order to balance the school calendar.
So yes, we can delay, but this delay must be compensated by another delay when it comes to opening, because we expect 2022 to have a smooth school calendar. I know we have challenges to do with the COVID, and we know that this is not the first time we are experiencing COVID-19 or COVID whatever in this country. We have had this for about 2.5 years now. It was first reported in March 2020, and we are going into 2022.
Other unions, such as the National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia, NUPES, have welcomed the move, saying it will help give a breathing space for parents who were not yet prepared for the reopening of schools.
It gives our parents, or ourselves as parents, so to say, a relief. You realize that we are just coming from festivity, and believe you me, there are very few parents, speaking as I am, who are ready to procure these books, to procure these learning materials and so on and so forth, to pay for these boarding fees. Remember, there is a certain amount that we are supposed to pay for those of us that have children and in boarding schools. And so we welcome the extension of the reopening of schools, like I earlier said.
And the minister has officially declared 100% progression into grade 8 of all the 47,950 candidates who sat for the grade 7 examinations in 2021. Prudence Jota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. Constitutional Court dismissed application of stay of execution by 9 PF exiled MPs. Government cautions unemployed teachers to stop salivating for salaries. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Stay safe. Good afternoon.